Hey everybody, I finally decided to take a trip down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to visit the Lucky Rabbit Flea Market. It's held once a month, and before you even walk in, they had a ton of vendors set up outside. So I did a little shopping before I even went inside the flea market. All right, I haven't even made it inside the Lucky Rabbit yet. They had some vendors outside selling some old stuff, so I spent $28 before I even went into the Lucky Rabbit. Still haven't gone in yet, so I'm gonna show you real quick what I found. All right, the first thing I found are these two little plastic decorations you put on the wall from the 60s or 70s. I got all of this for $28. I got those. I got this. I kind of got a bundle deal. I got this old metal train. I got a box of Play School bricks, Cabbage Patch Kid keychain. I got these two dolls that say 1973 on the back, Sluggo and Nancy, a W.C. Fields bank. And then I got this bag for $3 that's full of all kinds of goodies. I got Weeble Wobbles, I think 2 Weeble Wobbles. I got the little lumberjacks from, I think they're called Little Loggers from the Seawees. They're very collectible. He's probably worth about $15 by himself. I don't know who that little guy is. And then I got a Seaweed baby. Sometimes people are missing these on eBay for a good $10 or $12. I got the Jasper dog from Chuck E. Cheese, and then just some little people. And then this is pretty cool. I know it's just junk, but I like it. These are little carnival wins from the 70s. You can win out of the little feet game with the coins. So now I'm finally going into the Lucky Rabbit now. All right, well, let's go inside and see what this place is all about. Right when you walk up, they had loud music playing. There were people already sitting outside just enjoying the day. It was a beautiful day, and I was pretty excited to go in and see what this whole thing was all about. So right when I opened the door, I was not disappointed. It looked like the Six Flags of Flea Market. It was visually impressive. There were advertising signs everywhere, neon lights everywhere, piece of a school bus. They had unique items for sale in each of the vendors' little cubby holes. It's full of different vendors that sold a variety of different items. Well, I ended up going to Hattiesburg by myself that day. I just had a day of fun on my own time, being spontaneous. So I just looked around the different vendor booths, and they had a lot of handmade items. There was a lot of pottery, and I think there was some soaps, and it was decorated very nice. I look for a lot of old toys and things like that at a flea market. So most of the booths there weren't something that I would normally buy, but I did end up finding some really cool finds there. Now, this was my first time visiting here, so I really didn't know what to expect as far as pricing and collectability factor. They really had some cool McDonald's memorabilia there that I love, like the hamburger playground, a Ronald McDonald statue, a phone booth. It was worth going there just to see how cool it was decorated. But price-wise, a couple of the vendors were pretty pricey, especially like some of the pottery. It was really good quality, but you better bring a credit card with you if you plan on shopping, because it was a little pricey. In the back of the place, they had free video games for the kids to play, the vintage video arcade games, a photo booth. It's really, really cool. I just really, really loved seeing all the different stuff here. Now, when I went to the back of the flea market, I did find a couple booths that had some toys and the vintage types of things that I normally look for. Now, I wish they would have sold one of these pinball machines, because I love that Addams Family one. At this particular booth I went to, they had some costumes, and they had this cool little old TV. It's right there in the orange. That we actually had that in the 70s. My mom had that at her office at work. So that kind of brought back some memories. I hadn't seen that in years and years. So that was kind of fun to see. So I took a little picture of it right here. They had some things that were just on display that really weren't for sale that I would have loved to have owned. But it is what it is. Now, they had a second floor, so I went upstairs, and they had some really cool props there. They had an old scoreboard from a football game they just had along the wall just for decorations. That was pretty cool. They had tons and tons of vintage signage that you could just stay there for hours and just looking at the stuff that they had on the walls that actually was not for sale. It was a little bit hard to videotape here in the back because it was so many people, and I think I went a little too fast, but I was just trying to get some of it on tape so everybody could see how cool this place was. This back booth is actually where I found some of the toys. They also had a vendor spot outside before you walked into the flea market, and I did pick up a couple things. But these are the type of booths that draw my attention when I go to a flea market. I love looking for 70s and 80s toys especially, and this booth had a couple that I really enjoyed. Hey, there I am in the mirror. So back to the toys, they had some Raggedy Ann and Andy's, and actually at this booth I did pick up an old vintage Raggedy Ann and Andy garbage can that's made out of metal. A lot of those garbage cans get rusty over the years. Now I went back to the pottery booth to show you some of the really fancy pottery they had. It was beautiful. It's a little bit out of my price range that I wanted to spend on pottery, but things like that would make a great wedding gift. They also had the cool bread bowls that they had painted and hung on the walls. Now this video is actually of the upstairs area. I climbed up the staircase by the McDonald's playground section, and when you get up here you see old tin cans, oil cans, bottles. They had decorations, they had kid clothes, some live plants, some Mississippi made products. Had this old mattress frame that they put Christmas lights in that was really cool for display. They also had some cool props up here. They had a bathtub with a skeleton with a shower cap to keep her hair dry, a toilet that said Pet Cemetery. They had the throne here that was not for sale. It was just a prop, I believe. Then they had that full-size scoreboard from a football game that was amazing. And then I just went to the balcony area and just kind of took some video of the downstairs so you can see what it looks like. It's honestly like a theme park, a Six Flags for flea markets. I would encourage everybody in the South to come see the Lucky Rabbit. It's just a one-of-a-kind place. Now, they had a lot of shopping upstairs as well. They had these really cool wind chimes made out of silverware that I thought were really cool. Now, the place was crowded. Sometimes you had to wait to be able to look at certain things, but I think that's just because they only open this once a month and a lot of people flock down to be a part of it. But if you're patient, you can see everything you want to see, and sometimes I had to wait to take the video I wanted to take until people moved out of the way. Now, this video was actually taken in the very back of the store looking forward. You see that's where the McDonald playground is and the staircase that takes you up to the second floor. Now, this part with the Rice Krispie box was at their checkout counter. Now, you actually do not pay each vendor for their products. You take it all to the front counter. And I did have one lady nice enough to come take my basket from me and take all my stuff up front so I could buy it there. Now I'll show you everything that I did buy. I bought these two old kid books for $1 each, which that was actually really good bargain I found. Then I found these bags of toys that were $2.95 a bag. I bought this one bag just for the Smurf wind-up toy. And then this bag had a couple of the 1970s adventure people in it I wanted. So those were definitely worth the money. I bought this old ceramic motorcycle rider for $15 and a Jim Neighbors album for $5. I got this really cool Mary Kay pink Cadillac on base that was $27, but I thought that was a really cool find, and it's worth about $60 to $75 on eBay. And then there's my Raggedy Ann and Andy garbage can I bought for $10. It's a little old on the inside, but I love things like that. So anyway, that's everything I found. I had a great time. If you want to follow my toy shopping experiences and all the cool things I find for the Toy Museum, you can find us on Facebook. It's Mississippi's Totally Awesome Toy Museum, or I'll also put all of our videos on YouTube. All right, you guys have a great week. Bye.